Good day, crypto miners. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. My name is Mary, and we are going to have an interview or an AMA with Davos Protocol. And I think I have two gentlemen here from Davos. Welcome, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Hey there,
Hey,
Mary.
good morning.
Hey, crypto miners.
Hello.
Pleasure to meet you all.
Where are you at? Good morning. That must be America, right?
No, he always says good morning just to make sure he matches with the time zones.
Yeah, it's more of
All
a
right, all
it's
right.
more of a crypto thing. So if it's in the evening or if it's in the afternoon, I usually just say good morning or GM.
Oh, okay, okay. Good to know. Good morning. So, what's your names?
Yeah. So maybe I can go first. My name is Raphael. I'm the
Uh-huh.
community manager at DAVOS Protocol, and we have Lawrence in the building. But yeah, maybe Lawrence can introduce himself.
Yeah, so as Raphael said, hi, my name's Lawrence, and I'm one of the co-founders of Davos Protocol, and I work in the business development and partnership focus in the protocol, and I also help out on a community and social media aspects with the rest of the team. Previously, I come from an economics background. I then worked as a business development with a focus on liquid staking. And then, came up with the idea of Davos Protocol with two other co-founders 8 months ago. And yeah, now we are here, I guess.
Great. So how big is the team? Two, you said three
Yeah,
co-founders
so we have about three co-founders. Yeah, three co-founders, and the team is about, I would say, 9 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And 8 months ago, you said you got the idea for this project.
Yeah.
How come?
So
What happened?
so one thing we noticed was UST on Terra at the time. So, for those of you who've been in the space for quite some time, or even if you haven't, I'm pretty sure you've heard of that meltdown that happened. However, we did notice that UST did manage to do certain things very well, right? And basically, we analyzed what they did well, and obviously, we rectified their flawed mechanisms. But one thing they did really well was they offered users a very attractive, interest rate or APY, whatever you want to call it, on a stable coin, right? And what we noticed is that people would generally rather want to generate yield on a stable coin, or in our case, a stable asset, than on a volatile asset. And what they did very well is they managed to, do this through multiple fintech integrations, which is actually something we are finalizing now. But yeah, that's where we kind of got the idea from. And then that idea kind of grew as we noticed that proof of stake obviously holds the greatest amount of yield in DeFi, stablecoins being the biggest asset class. And in order to in order to get that yield, you need to make use of liquid staking, right? And that's why we came up with Davos, where we make use of liquid staking, which is obviously a low risk yield strategy, and then we extract the yield from volatile assets and distribute it to a stable asset. So that was the idea.
Okay. And then you brought some friends together and you started it. That's cool. So you talked about liquid staking. For those in here who doesn't really understand that, what does it mean? Could you briefly just go through that? What is it? Hello?
Sorry, I'm having a bit of connection issues. So
No problem.
essentially, I think, like, for those of you who don't know, obviously staking, when you stake something, you essentially lose the liquidity, right? You lock it up for an indefinite period, and you now can't use that asset for any other use case, right? So what liquid staking does is it essentially allows you to have the freedom of those staked assets by giving you a liquid staking token that represents your amount that you have staked, and then you are then able to take those tokens and put them into, I don't know, the vast space of DeFi, and you now are able to earn a lot more than just by simply staking it and earning, the 4% or 5%. So it gives you obviously flexibility and reduces that illiquidity risk.
Okay, nice, thank you. So let's dig into what is Davos then, really? What if you met me in an elevator, what would you say first to keep me to want more, to want to know more? I mean.
Well, hopefully you have some idea of DeFi. It'll probably make it a lot easier. But I guess for all those here, you probably do. The easiest way I could put it in the most simplistic version is it's essentially an enhanced MakerDAO. So unlike MakerDAO, where the collateral does not generate any yield for the protocol, we use those collateralized assets to generate yield for the DAVOS Stable Asset users. And in order to generate that yield, we make use of liquid staking. So in the background, we're running a liquid staking strategy. And then what we do is we convert the rewards from liquid staking into Davos, and then we distribute those rewards in Davos to either Davos stakers or liquidity providers, depending on obviously the circumstances relating to price stability. And then obviously in addition to that, we also convert the borrowing interest into Davos rewards, which in conjunction with the liquid staking rewards will be distributed to your stakers and liquidity providers. So essentially, as I said, enhanced version of MakerDAO, but it is a sustainable yield. And we also believe it's a more scalable solution to previous stablecoins, which either one, distribute their governance token to incentivize farming, or two, they make use of gaining yield by essentially farming other stable coins. So I guess in the most basic way I could put it is, think of your savings account in traditional finance, but we offer a more sustainable and attractive interest rates than what you will probably see on your traditional bank account.
But what is it I'm staking? I have to stake the Davos coin or the Davos token, right? Or something else?
Yeah, so in order to receive these rewards, you can either stake your Davos or you can be a liquidity provider to obviously the Davos pools on Uniswap or QuickSwap.
Okay, and which blockchain are you building on?
So currently we are deployed on Polygon. However, we do have plans to go multi-chain, and obviously we would like this to coincide with the Ethereum Shanghai upgrade. And then from there, we'd look to move to Avalanche and Phantom.
Okay, that's good. So the token is the center of this ecosystem, or how would you put it?
Yeah, so right now, Davos, which is a stable asset, would be the highlight token. In future, we actually are going to release our governance token, and with that, a lot more interesting use cases will come about. For example, the governance token will be looking to implement a VE governance token system, in which it will allow for users and protocols to vote on liquidity gauges, borrowing gauges. Obviously, when you pay back your debt in borrowing these stable assets, you will then also be rewarded with the governance token. So that would, create a lot more incentives for users.
You claim on your web page that it is a safe haven for savings unaffected by price fluctuations. How can it be that? I mean, all tokens go up and down, right? How will you prevent that?
So are you referring to the stable asset, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I'm reading on your web page.
Yeah, so obviously the stable asset DAVOS is over collateralized. Why we don't call it a stable coin is we don't promise an absolute peg. We, however, do promise that we can maintain high price stability, and we have various features in place that can maintain that. Obviously, by using liquid staking, it is a very low risk strategy. So that's why we believe that it should, in
So
most
it's like
cases,
a stable coin more.
Yeah, so essentially you can think of it as a stable coin. We just kind of moved away from that because obviously stable coins, the majority of CDPs that have stable coins, they make use of something called a peg swap module, which comes from MakerDAO, which allows you to swap DAI to USDC 1-to-1 at any time, obviously with just a swap fee. So why we did not import that is essentially there will be a trade-off, because the main trick of Davos Protocol is, due to its over-collateralized nature, where we have 2.5 to 3.5 times more collateral than the stable asset in circulation, it allows for that huge base of collateral to generate yield for that stable asset. Now, if we had to make use of the swap module, that is going to dilute the yield. So that's why we do not use it. However, in extreme circumstances, we would use we have something called an emergency peg swap module, but that will have a minting cap.
All right. So I'm a little bit confused, but that's why I'm usually confused. But how many tokens do you have now then?
In circulation?
No. I mean, how many? I mean, you talked about this kind of stable coin, and then there is the Davos token, or is that the same? And then you also talked about a governance token.
Okay, so Davos, all in capitals, right, relates to the stable coin, and DGT would be the governance token, which simply stands for Davos governance token. It is a dual token model.
Two different. Okay, good. Now I'm not
No worries.
All right, and we did talk a little bit about what problems Davos Protocol is solving, but maybe we could dig a little bit deeper into that.
Yeah, so I think, as I mentioned, one of the main problems we're trying to solve is, due to the huge supply of CDPs that obviously make use of stablecoins right now, it is of our perception that the yields in DeFi have somewhat gone to the ground from what they used to be, and we think that may be of a result from simple supply and demand. So obviously with most CDPs, the cost of capital is essentially zero, even negative. So long as you have collateral, you can mint an infinite amount of stable coins. And with what a lot of these protocols do is they make use of their governance token to incentivize farming. So what we try to do, and through essentially creating a real yield, right, since we make use of liquid staking and the borrowing interest, so the protocol is generating its own yield, we now have this stable asset, which is essentially creating this reference rate in the market that we believe between 7 to 9% by staking it. So yeah, that is one of the biggest things we wanted to rectify, was the lack of sustainable and attractive yield in DeFi, which we believe is somewhat largely contributed to the amount of stable coins making use of CDPs right now.
So if I stake some coins with you, I get some rewards or some yield.
Correct. So by staking Davos, you will be rewarded, and the APY for staking is about 7 to 9%, and you will be rewarded in Davos.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm just trying. It's kind of complicated, but I'm trying to understand. I hope people in here understands. Let's see if they have some
no
comments.
worries. It's also complicated for us at times.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I wonder why does it have to be so complicated? I mean, people in here who are every day in crypto and yeah, follow the spaces and read the news, they understand maybe, but how will you get new people to understand this?
Well, you see, that's one of the things we're currently working on. I think, those who are in our community, we have calls twice a week on Discord. On our Twitter content also tries to, make it as simple as possible. Because I really do believe, like, for me personally, when I first got into the DeFi space, even coming from a economics and finance background, everything was just so complicated. And even now, when I still read some things, I'm kind of like, what's going on here? And then obviously it takes some time. You need to digest it and go back to the drawing board. So yeah, that's what we really try to strive for is, I think you only become a master of your craft at the end of the day when you can explain something to a 6-year-old and they understand.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
that's what we're trying to do. Obviously it's a bit difficult, but we try our best.
I doubt any 6-year-old would understand it so far, though. But let's get a summary from what is it you do then for a 6-year-old? Very, very, very simple.
Okay, so for a 6-year-old, let's say they have their little piggy bank, right?
Yeah.
And every time they deposit in that piggy bank, or no, even better, they go to mommy and daddy and they say, can I borrow $10 from you? Mommy and daddy say, okay, cool. Then instead of, let's say, the kid just holding on to that $10, that $10 is going to start generating something for them, right? And at the end of it, that kid can walk out with $20, pay back the $10 to their parents, and now they have a profit of $10.
That's great. Perfect. Thank you.
So,
And what do I do then? I buy the token. Can I buy them now? Is it launched already?
yeah, so we are on mainnet. Obviously, you can either borrow the token or you can go onto one of our liquidity pools and you can swap USDC for it. As I mentioned, one of the main things for us is to be integrated on centralized exchanges. And obviously, one of the key things about that is, well, for everyone here, I'm pretty sure you know, custodial solutions look like they are a thing of the past. So yeah, our main goal is to be integrated on centralized exchanges where we will be providing a non-custodial solution. So that would probably be the easiest route, I guess, for the majority of people, even those in DeFi, where you simply would just go onto an exchange, buy Davos, stake Davos, and just sit back and relax, essentially. So yeah, right now you can either borrow it, aka mint it, or you could go to one of our liquidity pools and swap USDC for it.
Great. All right. And do you have some other, you can borrow and you can stake and you can trade, right? What else do we have here?
Yeah, so that's what we have right now. We're actually working on close partnerships with some, I would say, big protocols in the Polygon space. And we are looking to launch some farming very soon. We'll also be looking to launch some boosted vaults. And yeah, that would be the main DeFi integrations.
And how will you keep this ecosystem then sustainable with time? I think you mentioned some earlier about that, but I'm not sure I understood fully.
Are you talking about like how we going to retain users?
Yeah, maybe with the money. I mean, if I stake, I get rewards, I get yield. Where does that money come from? New users or?
Well, remember the rewards come from the collateral, right? Deposited that generate through staking, generate rewards, which then get converted into the stable asset, which then gets paid to someone like you as a staker. So as long as there's collateral, we are able to, through staking, generate a yield or generate Davos rewards that will then be distributed to either stakers or LPs. And that's why, it's a sustainable 7 to 9%, right?
Okay. All right. And how long has it been live or out there? When did you launch?
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, Baba, you could correct me. We've been live for about 6 weeks.
Okay.
So we started out with a soft launch and then, went into our mainnet launch. About 6-7 weeks.
Mm-hmm. All right. And who are you? Who are your main audience or who are you targeting with this? Where are you hitting people? What kind of people are you?
I think the nice thing about Davos, right, is the audience we would deem, or I would deem, we have two types, right? You have your DeFi user who understands borrowing, they understand borrowing incentives, they understand yield farming, boosted vaults, etc., etc. So we can cater to that audience, where obviously, these are the type of users who 7 to 9% is attractive, but they're looking at, your double digits, high APYs. The second audience would be your retail users, and that would obviously come through the centralized exchange integrations, where it's just someone who, instead of earning 2% on USDC, if you stake it on a centralized exchange, you now are able to earn 7 to 9%, and obviously it's non-custodial.
All right. And let's see if we have. I think we have some questions also posted already from people, right, in the Twitter space. We forgot to mention in the beginning that we will have some winners, and I think you guys are the ones who are gonna choose those winners, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. We've actually picked 4 winners, literally before the spaces. I was going through some of the comments. I did find quite some interesting questions, which I believe Lawrence would be very interested in answering.
Okay, that's
Right.
cool.
Maybe I can just.
Oh yeah, I have them here.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
them.
I
I
sent it
see
over.
them now. I have them here.
Right.
Very good. So maybe we talked about how to use Davos today, and there's obviously a white paper people can read also if you want to know even more. And we will talk about the roadmap, but maybe we'll take some questions first. What do you say, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sounds good.
All right, I'm going to try and read these questions then. So from Pedri, there's a question saying Davos Protocol has external DEX integrations to enable participation in liquidity pools. How does this increase the chances of winning for users? And what do these integrations represent for your business models? Do you have more participation plans for liquidity funds?
Yeah, okay, good question. So off the top of my head, I guess you said, how does it increase winning for users? So I'm guessing maybe that refers to how can users benefit. So obviously, I mentioned that the distribution of rewards is between liquidity providers and stakers. Obviously, a large proportion of those rewards will be distributed to liquidity providers. For example, let's say 65% and 35% to stakers. So I guess there, as a user, you are winning by providing liquidity. And then the other part of the question, if I remember, was what do these integrations represent for our business? I think at the end of the day, what it represents for us is obviously giving our users more utility on the platform. And obviously, in building these partnerships, it helps us establish ourselves as a brand. And, I would say what's the right word without sounding too arrogant? You establish yourself as a household brand, let's say, with the more integrations you do. Obviously, you don't want to be doing integrations with just anybody, but integrations we feel are valuable both to ourselves and obviously, most importantly, the users. So I don't know if that answered the full question.
I think it was like 3 parts. So yeah, I think you did good. And if you feel arrogant, just show off. What? Who cares?
No, no, never.
All right, let's take next question here from Ferran. Ferran is asking, the Davos Protocol design implements some MakerDAO components, but with some different back-end mechanisms. Could you explain us some details, how the back-end is executed in your protocol and how your technology has benefited thanks to the design that MakerDAO offers?
Yeah, okay. So obviously, MakerDAO makes use of a CDP, which we do too. One of the only differences, we built something called a yield converter module, to get super technical. So essentially in the background, what we're doing where other CDPs aren't doing is we are running a strategy, let's say 90-10. So 90% of that strategy, we will stake the collateral provided by a user, and the remaining 10% of that collateral will be used in case a user wants to obviously immediately withdraw. So that acts almost as a bit of a buffer. So yeah, the back end, we're running that strategy. And what happens is, so obviously by staking it, you generate rewards. What this yield converter does is it separates the principal amount. So that obviously refers to the user's original deposit from the rewards that they've gained. It takes that rewards, puts it in the protocol's revenue pool, which is also holding the borrowing interest. And the borrowing interest and the rewards from staking are then converted into DAVOS, which we distribute to stakers and liquidity providers. So how does that benefit us? As I mentioned earlier, I talked about creating a real and sustainable yield. By real, I mean it's, the protocol itself is generating its own revenue. And obviously that's quite a big talking point. So through liquid staking and obviously the borrowing interest, we are able to do that. So I think that is one of the biggest highlights, obviously, and what we built on top of MakerDAO. Obviously, the one thing, as I mentioned, we did not import from MakerDAO was the peg swap module for reasons I spoke about previously.
Great, thank you. All right, we have a question from Henry. Henry Anto is asking, many projects already offers liquid staking options like Metapool, Linear, and etc. How will Davos compete with them, and what advantages do you have over them that will encourage additional users to join you or your project?
Yeah, that's a good question. So from what I understand about Metapool, is they do liquid staking, but they're not essentially a protocol, right? I mean, in certain aspects, you could think of them more as a liquid staking provider, similar to Lido, Anchor, Stata, etc. So what actually we would do with these is, so right now, Anchor is our liquid staking infrastructure that we use right now. And in the future, we will look to make use of MATIC, for example, which comes from Lido, MATIC, which comes from ClayStack. So in the future, we'll be accepting other forms of liquid staking tokens as collateral. So how do we compete with Metapool and stuff? Again, I think we are fundamentally different. Yes, we both make use of liquid staking, but they're more of a liquid staking provider, whereas we are a lending and borrowing platform that's just been enhanced by liquid staking.
Great. All right. So are you ready for the last question here that was picked?
Yes.
It is from Loscar, and they say a new asset type called special use tokens is created by the Davos, which prevents it from being a stablecoin. Why do special tokens have their particular name, and what purpose do they serve? In comparison to stablecoins, what advantages will the development of asset classes offer?
So, as I mentioned, why we called it a stable asset is many stablecoins obviously promise an absolute peg, where we don't. What we do promise is high price stability. So that's why we didn't want to call ourselves a stablecoin. And, that's obviously something people need to be aware of. I guess another reason that's obviously come up pretty recently, the stable coin, there might be, for now, some less regulated.
Hello? I think you cut out there.
Sorry, did I cut out?
Lauren.
Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. Let me
Yeah.
just quickly try fix this connection. Hold on.
All right. We'll sing while we wait for you. No, we won't.
There we go. I think it's fixed. Sorry, where did you lose me?
No, Raphael is going to sing now. It seems.
Uh,
I'm not sure where we lost. Do you know, Raphael? Where did we lose him?
talking about the recent regulations in the crypto space, and why is it a need, or why is it a requirement for projects to be careful when they use the word stablecoin? But yeah, take it away, Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously right now, regulation under stablecoins is quite a big topic, and by calling ourselves a stable asset and obviously not promising this absolute peg, that is the 2 reasons we decided to call ourselves a stable asset.
Great. All right. That was it from the questions so far. Let's talk a little bit about the roadmap, the future plans for this protocol.
Yeah, so in the near term, obviously, one of the main things would be to nail down our partnerships, and obviously with those come offerings on our platform. So we'll be looking at launching some farms. As I mentioned, we will also be doing some boosted vaults. Then in conjunction with that, we will complete our listings on centralized exchanges. And then following that, the launch of our governance token, which will obviously be quite a big thing. And then depending on the timeline with the Ethereum Shanghai upgrade, the next one final step, I guess, whenever that will happen, would be to begin our multi-chain process.
All right, that's cool. And where do you see this project in like 3 to 5 years?
well, who knows, right, in DeFi? But I guess
Do you
at the
have a
end of the day,
plan, or do you have a
sorry.
vision? Do you have a vision for it?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think, I mean, this might sound crazy to many people here, and, you know, fair enough. I might be a bit biased, but we really do believe that with the architecture we've created and the flexibility that it offers, we would like to see ourselves, I think, in 3 to 5 years, most importantly, still being around and still relevant. I think that's the most important thing for us.
Yeah, it's good to know that you have those ambitions anyway. That's really good. I see your some of your key partners are scrolling by here at your web page, and obviously Polygon is one of them. And there was also another one that we hosted. We hosted Polygon, and we hosted also Anchor, I think. Yeah. What
Yeah,
what can you tell us about your partners or your partnerships?
yeah,
Or
sure. So Polygon invested in our seed round. They were the sole investor for that, and they're obviously a very close partner in terms of advisement. So there's them, and then Anchor is also very close to us as a strategic partner and advisement partner. So obviously, we make use of Anchor's liquid staking infrastructure.
very good. And do you have any more partners coming up, or?
Yes, we do, which we will actually be announcing in the upcoming weeks, which we are pretty excited for.
Not today? Oh, come on.
I
Give us a
can't.
partner.
I
No?
can't, unfortunately. I wish.
Oh,
I
okay.
wish.
Oh, okay. So how will the partnerships benefit the users?
Well, at the end of the day, as I said, it's just providing users with more options and obviously more attractive returns on their investments. And we believe that by the partnerships we've chosen and the, let's say, mechanisms we are curating with them, this will offer this to users. Obviously, we will provide very detailed explanations on these partnerships for our community and those interested, detailing what the benefits are for not only just the protocols, but obviously the users as well.
Very good. All right. If you were me, what questions would you ask you two? That's a
Have
good
you guys
question,
been
right?
audited?
Oh, yeah, the audited question. Have you?
Yeah, we have completed 2 audits from QuantStamp and Veradice, and we actually will be undergoing a 3rd audit towards the end of Q2.
Why so many audits?
Is it possible to have too many audits in this space?
I don't know. Maybe.
No, I think at the end of the day, security is like of the utmost importance. I think without security, then you won't last 3 to 5 years. So that is something, yeah, we take very seriously.
Okay. That's good. No, but it's very good to be audited. And who are you auditing with?
So we completed 1 audit with Veradice, 1 with QuantStamp, and we are currently analyzing who to do our 3rd audit with.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we had some audit companies here as well coming by. So yeah, we have heard some of them. Very good. So, sorry. Now you disappear again, Lawrence.
Yeah, looks like I have to put on my singing voice again.
Yeah, Raphael, we are yet to hear you sing.
I think he's having some connection issues, but yeah, thank you so much for having us. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, Mary. Of course, you can join us on our Discord. As Lawrence mentioned, we do have these weekly calls. Of course, we think that always speaking to the community members is very important. and we do share a lot of news. Again, like when it comes back to education, we are big on that. Follow us on Twitter. We do post a lot of educational content, educational threads. I do learn a lot reading all the threads. So that's something you should know. And we have some upcoming campaigns. I'm not going to say what those campaigns are. So this would be part of the roadmap in a sense. I can't give away too much info, or Lawrence would fire me. But so essentially,
But he can't do anything right now. We can't hear him, you know.
Sorry, I was being a bit of a boomer and like clicking the mic thing too many times, so it froze.
Oh, okay. Don't click around when you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so you have your own spaces, or no, on Discord you have like AMAs then for your community, or
Yep. So we have
regular?
one on Tuesday at 1 p.m. UTC and another one on Friday at 1 p.m. UTC. We also have some fun activities, some quizzes where you can win some cash prizes. We have some game nights, and of course, we are planning to bring back our office hours. That could be on Twitter or it could be on Discord. We do, however, have
What is office hours?
office hours is a term that we use to just ask our community to hop on stage with us. With the weekly calls on Discord, it's more of us sharing news. But we wanted to create
I see.
we wanted to create a space for them to come up and they start the talk. So it would be an AMA.
Like a normal voice chat.
Yeah,
Everyone
yes,
can participate.
correct,
Yeah,
correct.
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But it must be about crypto, or do you talk about other
You
stuff
can
as
talk
well?
about anything really, but obviously the main focus would be on crypto, DeFi. But if you have news to share about regulations, about altcoins, if you are a Polygon maxi, for example, you can just talk about Polygon, no problem at all. It's just an open stage,
Yeah.
an open space for users.
And definitely anyone who talks about Liverpool Football Club is more than welcome to join. So we can talk about that.
Bit about that, but
Let's talk some pizza, guys. I want to know, what do you put on your pizza?
Wow, that's a good question. I'm a bacon, avo, and feta.
What is avocado?
Yeah, avocado.
Bacon, avocado, and feta cheese. Is that what you say?
Yeah, so like you get a margarita, put some
Oh my
bacon,
God.
avo, and feta, and if you don't feel like bacon, put chicken on.
That's a new combo. I've never
I promise
heard that
you,
before.
it's life-changing.
Okay. What about you, Raphael? What do you put on your pizza?
anything but pineapples. Definitely no pineapple.
Anything but.
Anything but pineapple.
Okay. Have you tried pineapple?
Yeah, I mean, I love eating pineapples on their own.
I mean, on pizza.
No, not on pizza. I've tried on pizza. It's not my cup of tea. I despise pineapple on pizza, but I love pineapple as a fruit itself. So
Where are you from, Raphael, if I may ask?
I'm from Southeast Asia. Yeah.
Oh, I thought,
Southeast Asia.
yeah, you're not Italian
No,
then.
I'm not Italian.
All right. Okay, guys. Yeah, it has been a pleasure talking with you about this. And yeah, thank you for explaining in a 6-year-old manner so I understand what you're doing.
It's a pleasure. Well, thank you so much, Mary and Crypto Miners, for having us. And obviously, big thanks to everyone who pulled through. Hope to see you guys in the future.
Yeah, lots of people pulled through, as you call it. Yeah, I wanted to give you the floor, Lawrence, to have a closing statement if you want to also.
Yeah, I would just say definitely, make use of our social medias. As I said, there's a lot of updates there, a lot of very good content. And we as a team are more than willing to respond to any questions that you may have. And yeah, let's just keep the conversation going, and we'll be excited to make a few announcements in the upcoming weeks.
Great. Raphael, did you have something to add?
No, not really. I think Lawrence said most of the stuff I wanted to say. But if I were to add anything, I would say do join our community on Discord, on Telegram. We are big on inclusivity. If you are someone who likes pineapple on your pizza, that is fine by me. We may have our differences, but we can make it work.
Very good. I like that. Inclusive. What did you call it? Inclusivity.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Everyone's welcome. I love that. So, where would you say is the main action happening? Is it on Discord or Telegram?
I would say Discord, that's where most of our activities happen. On Telegram, it's more of a professional layout where, we have like proposals coming in, and then we chat about stuff that is happening on Discord. So I would say Discord is where the action is.
Okay, very good. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and tuning in this lovely Friday. I wish everyone a really great weekend. And yeah, I will see you when I see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Have a
Raphael
good
and
weekend.
Lawrence.
Bye-bye.
Oh, no, can you wait, guys. I have one more question. I forgot. It's a very important one. Can you tell me about the name and the logo, please? Does it mean anything?
No.
I like it. It's good.
Thank you.
The logo. So
Thank you very
Davos
much.
doesn't mean anything. It is I think it's a city or a village in Switzerland, actually.
Yeah, it is, but we don't associate ourselves with what goes down there.
Okay, very good. What's happening there stays there. That's good.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Have a happy Friday, everyone, and
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
take care. Bye, everyone. Oh, and be sure to follow these guys, Davos, and yeah, follow them. Follow me. Follow everyone. Follow each other. Bye.